Hey friends, welcome back to day 12 of our 31 days of watercolor practice for World Watercolor Month. Today we are working on our brush strokes, specifically the compound stroke, to create a full page full of leaf practice. So let's jump in and get started. Okay friends, we are on to day 12 and today we are going to be painting one of my favorite subjects to paint when I don't know what to paint or I just want to lay paint on paper, and that is creating leaves. Now we're not just creating leaves, we are going to be working on our brush control as well as learning a couple different strokes and how to use your brush. So we are going to be focusing on something called the compound stroke, and that is made up of two different strokes. A light pressure stroke and a heavy pressure stroke. So I'm going to show you grabbing some green here. Light pressure stroke is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you use very light pressure to create nice thin lines, thin controlled lines. The second stroke is a heavy pressure stroke, is where you press down using a little bit more pressure to the belly of the brush, which is the middle of the bristles, to create those thicker strokes. Now, if you put those two together, our light pressure, so light to heavy to light, you can create some beautiful leaf shapes. Now, obviously, it's not just leaves that it creates. It's perfect for so many different subjects in watercolor or just painting in general. But one of the main focuses that I use that stroke with are leaves and my florals. So practicing this compound stroke of light pressure to heavy pressure to light pressure is such great practice for brush control and also just getting used to creating different shapes. Now I'm creating a very straight shape here by just dragging my brush in one direction, but you can use this compound stroke in different ways, like curving your brush to create different movement within your strokes, within your leaves, within your florals. So again, starting with that light pressure, heavy pressure, and I'm going to curve my brush kind of like a C, and then lift up, light pressure. You create movement within your stroke, creating beautiful kind of whimsical leaves or florals. So what I want you to do today is I want you to not be afraid to use your brush. I want you really to kind of play around and try different amounts of pressure to see what your brush can do. What I do see with beginners a lot is they get really timid to apply pressure to their brush. So they'll just do this little like this, and they'll just press down a little bit and then they'll bring it up. And that's great for creating small leaves. But what I want you to do today is I want you to go for it. I want you to really just light pressure and then apply that heavy pressure. See how big you can make that stroke. See how much you can curve your brush. And just go for it. This sketchbook is a practice sketchbook. I want you to give it your all and just try different things. You're only going to see what your brush and you are capable of if you try different things. Okay, so today you're going to be filling up your page with different leaves. If you would like to start by creating some sort of light stem with your light pressure and then have some of these leaves come up off of that to create this fun abstract piece where you're just doing this all over the page, go for it. So really practice holding your brush, applying pressure. See if you want to just do light pressure, just dab your brush. See what kind of leaves that makes. See if you can do some bigger dabs. What shape does that make? You're using different pressure strokes to get used to your brush, and you're going to be creating leaves. Like I said, this is one of my favorite things to do, especially when I just don't really know what to paint. And it's so therapeutic and relaxing. Use different types of greens. Heck, if you want to use pinks, do pink leaves. Okay. Try different lengths. So either, lifting your brush really quickly to create short leaves, or dragging them out nice and far to see how long you can make them. Try different shape brushes or different sizes. If you have smaller brush, a size 8 here, it's going to create a different size. Or even if you have a size 2, a really small brush. Here I have a size 4. See what it does. Today's practice is all about just getting used to that pressure stroke of light pressure, heavy pressure, and light pressure. Okay, that compound stroke is going to help you in all other paintings because it really promotes brush control and gets you used to it. Now, the one thing I am going to mention before I fill this page up with leaves, what you may notice, you see these marks on my leaves where I have applied the pressure or I've lifted up my brush, I lift up, it starts to pool in one area. So when I applied pressure, what I did was I was dragging the color, so it makes this part, the middle of my leaves, a little bit more dry. And then when I lift up my brush, it creates a little pool. Remember, if there is a difference in the wetness of your paper or a spot that you just painted, it's going to create those harsh lines. This happens when you do that one simple stroke, okay? See, I'm dragging it, so I'm kind of lifting the color, and then when I lift up, it creates this little pool. That's okay. Today, I say just go for it and practice the stroke. In the future, if you do not want these little pool kind of marks, all you're going to do when you do your pressure stroke, so I'll go light pressure, heavy pressure, light pressure. If that happens, you're just going to go over the whole thing again. And again, just distributing the water evenly. It's when you have those little pools where it's just not even, where it creates those little areas. So you can go over it again to make it all a solid color. But this will happen a lot of the times when you do the stroke. So again, all you have to do, light pressure, heavy pressure, light pressure. See, it's when I go down the heavy pressure, I'm lifting that color. Remember when we did the gradient, if you apply heavy pressure, you lift color. That's when you get those pools. Just go back over it again with your color and just evenly distribute it. Okay, so today you are practicing the compound stroke. Switch up your greens, switch up directions, try different brushes, and have fun. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.